brightness up. There we go. What's going on? I got uh still bald. Got rubber all over my feet. I was grinding tires and sizing tires last night. Oh yeah. So there's the oh, there's the some of the aftermath. Still not proficient at cutting tires, but we're getting there. Yeah. It's hard to explain to somebody who doesn't understand HBM reapers that they get faster the thinner they are. Hello. And I got to break down tires and everything. Maybe I'll do that while I'm yapping at you guys. Why not? Idle hands are the devil's plate, or whatever that term is. I don't know what it is. Yeah. Did anybody catch the 4 Takes and Fuel? I listened to it at work today, and they had the promoter for the Jason Kimball Memorial Race. It's pretty awesome. Just I love what he's doing. The concepts, it's just in general really really good stuff. Just making a race different rather than a plain old money race. So we see those all the time, and but even the lap count, what did he say? It was 30 and 17 to make 70 79, something like that. Really cool. Do you want the snow we're going to be getting this weekend? 18 to 20 inches. Holy smokes, no. I'm already, like yesterday, I was out here in shorts and, working tires and doing this and that. Matter of fact, when I went to bed, I wasn't sweating. That'd be a silly thing to say, but I definitely was warm. Like I was wearing shorts indoors, and I went to bed, in shorts. And I was like, yeah. And then I got up this morning and I heard the furnace running, and it hadn't run in like 4 days. And I was like, oh, here it comes. Better put pants back on for the day's work. Maybe I won't do this. This will be noisy for you guys. It was a thought. So I will say, so stuff I've been working on in the shop here. These are old junk tires, not junk. I'm sure somebody can use them. So I'm hoping, I don't know when AMS's swap meet is, but most of these tires are going to be free to a good home. Get them out of my hair if they can make somebody else I don't want to ship them and stuff. That's why I'm trying to get rid of them. Older, 2019 burst 33s. There's a couple of those Maxes, older Maxes. I don't even know what date these are. Oh, what year is this thing? Oh, look. 22s. I think most of those are 22s. And then there's some Vega Blues, which, they're still really good tires. I kept one set of Vega Blues. They're sitting over there. Just because they're brand freaking new, and I got like a lap on them. Maybe I'll have a practice session, maybe 5 or 6 laps, something like that. But they're just, the stuff's occupying. It's either that or cut the sidewalls out of them and throw them away. Then that's what's going to happen if nobody takes them at the swap meet. Just going to put them in a big pile, and there's a couple of them with rims. They're good rims, good lefters. But I noticed that for whatever reason in my collection here, I got a lot of left rear rims, and I don't know why that is. I mean, usually by sets of rims and 4. I mean, to play with staggers and stuff, have a say a set of burst 33s and having different left rear circumferences to get staggers right. That's fine, but like just over there, I was counting up, like everything over here is setted. I got 3 sets of HBMs. I got 2 sets of Vegas, set of 11s, set of 33s, 2 sets of Maxxis pinks and blues still mounted. I got to mount up the Maxxis whites. That's what this pile of rims and stuff is over here. I'm gonna sell off the really good. I don't need 2 sets of 11s. Um, not for around here anymore. I don't think. I mean, I probably need them after I sell them, but I'm going to have a set of 11s, the rubbers for sale. But I need those rims for either the 33s or the Maxxis whites. But I got everything is set it up, and I got these 3 sets here to break down plus a spare set. I'm going to sell that 1 set of the tires, but then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 extra left rear rims, and then a left front, and I don't know why. I haven't junked any rims in a long time. I just have an abnormally abnormal amount of left rear rims for some reason. No 44s or 11s. I saw 22s. I saw 22s at JC. I think they still make 22s. They're not very common. 44s they don't make anymore. So 11, 22, 33, and 44. I just don't think that 22s are all that common. Like I couldn't even, trying to read a Burris date code, or the stamping. They're all dated from what year they are, but it I know they're a sponsor of the channel and everything, but also I have no idea how to read that stamp. That is a bunch of gibberish if I've ever seen gibberish. Like I can gather my head around Maxxis. I can gather my head around Reaper. Vegas, I've never really needed to, I guess, know. They all seem to behave the same. I've run older Vegas and prepped the snot out of them, and they've behaved fine. Fresh Vegas are usually, the way to go if you're going to do it. But the Burris, just go by the year. Yeah, Burris and dates are a mystery. Every tire carrier label the year they are. Yeah, I just go by the year. That's all I got. I got right now. I got a set of 19s sitting here that I tried to run last year, even on a hard fast track. They were okay, but you got to figure they were last year. They were 6 years old. Definitely lost some speed when I know that everybody else was on like 23s. And so now I have 20. I have 1 set of 25s and 2 sets of 26s. So the 26s are probably still going to be a bit fresh for anything that's hard and fast, but the 25s are probably, I'm going to flip them. I'm going to flip those because I noticed the inside edge is not gone, but it looks like I had them on a cutter and I did a round cut on them. I definitely abused the inside of it, and most of that was from one race because I ran them on way too hard of a track. That was a terrible idea. Don't do that. But yeah, here, take a peek around the shatter here. I got mini gear on. I got the 5.3 titanium clutch going on up there. You got accelerator gear guard going on there. A little more 5.3 titanium. Got the Evolution seat in there. The Matt Kaler steering wheel. Obviously, there's that. Wander around here. This is also got KCD, Kart concept designs. What is it? Yeah, Kart custom designs. There we go. Oh, there's some. I got some rasps for cutting tires, which I probably should have gone with the round ones. We got a little more 5.3 titanium there, and then we're going to be running the Snap Ya Neck for this first outing if I do go to Hunterstown. But yeah, I gotta get some staggers right, which I put out that video last night. And then this tire right here. We could probably put some air in it, check it, see where it's at. 1 second. Handy dandy. Sorry, don't mean to turn my back to you guys. Put the valve core back in. I don't even know what, nice. Yeah, that's, I just got a scale once I get these, new reapers set up, and I got to check the stagger on the other ones. They have a tendency to hold stagger a little better. Sorry for the noise, by the way. They seem to hold stagger a little better. The right sides do shrink, so that's definitely what I got to check out. But I found that once I shrink a tire on a reaper, it has a tendency to stay. Zero that out. A little ear pressure out. I think we'll check it at 4. Probably be a bit higher than that. I could probably bring you guys over here so you don't feel left out. But I shrank this tire last night. I did that video, and we're going to see where it's at. See if it grew at all. Oh, right there. It's about 32 3/8. It started off at 32 3/4. So I did have, and then I knew it was going to come up. So everything I do on this channel, any video I make, you would not believe the messages I get from friends when people. Now, I don't mind being questioned. I am not a know-it-all or a guru of any sort, but some people make comments on videos or Facebook, blah blah blah, and it's just like they, I've won a bunch of races. Trust me, it's just like, well, I have two. Okay, that's cool. And I don't ever comment back because I put myself out on the internet. I know it's coming. I know there's those type of people, and I don't want to be in arguments on the internet. Anyway, I didn't post it on Facebook the tire fire video because that's probably the worst place. Like the YouTube thing's not so bad. TikTok's not so bad. But Facebook, for whatever reason, like people just when they're on Facebook, they feel the need to insult me and tell me the way they do things, which is fine, but it's delivery. Anyway, yeah, I did the tire shrinking video, and because I had a bunch of people asking how do you shrink these tires, and there's always the heated up and then ice bath type of method, but I show this method, and then they bring up the ice bath thing, and I was just like when Tony Boots told me about this method last year, I tried it and it worked. And the thing about doing the shrinking, without the valve stem in it, heating it up, and then measuring and rechecking and all that stuff, and you get the tire to smoke so it's nice and hot, and it does that, is it's repeatable. That I found. It's not that dunking in an ice bath doesn't work. It does work, but it's you're really taking a guess at whether or not and to what diameter that tire is going to end up. To whereas if you go 1/4 to 3/8, if you heat it till you measure 1/4 to 3/8 below your target, it has a tendency to stay there or come in thereabouts. So now that this is 32 and what did I say, 32 3/8, that means my right sides, if I want an 1.5 inch rear stagger, that I don't have to have it at 34. And I'm going to double check this one to see what my rear stagger is. The front already staggered up. I got 34 and I got 32.5. And then the rear stagger, I wanted 1.5 inches as well. So I don't have to be at 34 with the outside. It's only because people on Facebook are jealous. I think it's maybe a little bit. It's more so that it just there's such negative people out there that even when I don't know that their intent is to be negative. It's just how they come off. You could say it's like I've said for years. Like obviously, I love my dad. My dad is that. But I've had people confront me, like about stuff he said back in the days of Bob Cycle, and they're just like, "Why are you the way you are?" And your dad is the way they are because they didn't like him. And I said, I agree with him 99% of the time. It's all in delivery. Like he's not great at politicking his way into his point. And it's just like I can, not that I'm manipulating or anything, but I can make people see things that I want them to see without insulting them. And it's just something that he's not great at. And dude, all walks of life, they different people, the way they think, the way they think things are received from other people. Well, I get that a lot in comments, and even if it's on YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or whatever, and it's just like I get where you're going with it. The you you can pick up attitude and you can pick up the arrogance from words, just the way they are structured, and it's not it's not improper sentence structure or anything like that. It's just when you read it, it's just like I know what you're saying and I know why you're saying it. It's just like you could have said the same thing, but hey man, if you the thing that I'm not going to pick on him too bad because you believe what you believe. But the guy who said that the tire ring changes the molecular structure of the tire because it doesn't allow it to stretch. Okay. On the opposite side of that is you are altering the molecular structure of a tire if you are allowing it to stretch. You're making the bands go further than they were intended to go. To whereas a lot of people sell tire rings for good reason that they pop beads. Now I've heard numerous people say, "Hey, with Reapers, you don't need a tire band." Okay, I might give it a whirl just to see what it does. I've always used a tire band. I think that there's a maybe a tick of safety that you could see in there that it's only going to blow either down or up, and especially the way the tire tool I use, this thing, um, extraordinarily long, gets my hands away from any potential issues if, say, a rim were to come apart. But without the rim or without the ring on there, if you're talking about molecular structure, that I would argue that letting it exceed its molds, the mold circumference would alter the molecular structure of that tire more than compressing it, making the beads pop out. It's going to maintain that size. So I had two or three people message me. Matter of fact, my buddy got on, sent me a message today. I think he was the third. I had two people just message me and be like, you got a lot of tolerance, and I was like, again, when you put yourself out in the world the way I do, live streams, videos, doing these videos, you're just gonna run into those people, and it's fine. I got thick skin. I don't allow myself to be angry about it. How's that? So if I don't allow myself to be angry about it, I won't respond in anger. I may hit back with a little sarcasm, like taking a jab or something like that. But I think that's it's I decide when I want to do that or not. Okay, sorry. I've been yammering here. Uh, I have never flipped a burris. Am I missing something? It just here. We'll take a peek at it because I'm sitting here looking at them. Are these the? All right. Yeah, that's got to be my right front. All right. So this is what I'm looking at here. You see how that edge is? It's very rolled. Now, if you were to round cut a burris, that's what I would expect. But you see, like there's supposed to be this line has gotten into. So this is my inside edge. it should look like that. Now, up north where I run, not a super big deal, but if I want this tire to wear evenly, I'm going to flip it and I'm going to put this good edge on the inside of the rim. This is the inside. That's the outside. So when this part balloons up, it's going to wear this side more towards the inside, towards the frame rail of your cart, and it's going to wear that edge a bit. To whereas I want to get back to this good rubber here, in order to just lack of better term, because I run such low pressures, it's been rolled down on the sidewall. So just for longevity, and somebody freaking got into me. Or did I get into somebody? That's my right rear. I probably got into somebody. I fib. I was fibbing. Is Hunterstown only Reaper tire? Yes, I believe so. That at least that's what I saw. I looked it up. I went on their website there, and it said I believe it's all Reaper now. Then you are who are if they don't like it, then don't watch. Yeah, exactly. That's where. Wouldn't wear like that into the last camper? Yes, if it was on the right front, I would agree with that statement. But that is my right rear. I may have run this on my right rear at some point in time. But yes, yeah, the same. Well, flips this way. No, this is to me. But this is I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to flip them. Chances are I had them back and forth, and that's why they both have worn the same. This probably less than the other. I mean, it's a little bit on the sidewall, but then again, right here, you can tell that's the outside because it still has a really good edge. But yes, you're not wrong. The more you're like this on the tire instead of this, the more you lay it down, it's going to hit. Now, much like they explain it in NASCAR, if you're at Martinsville and you run a whole bunch of camber, it's going to rotate better. It's going to activate that lever and get over, but you are going to be rolling mostly on the inside of that tire, and you have a tendency once your proportion of pressure is more on one part of the tire, the hotter it gets, the more chances are that it's going to fail. So if you are not getting an even patch, which you're correct, if you're tipped way up, you're rolling on that inside, you want it to be more planted. The problem is the more planted you are, it doesn't have a tendency to unload that left rear as easy. So you're going to run a ton of front camber, but it's got, depending on banking, depending on amount of weight or nose percentage you have in the thing, really determines how hard you're on it. But yes, you are. Nobody needs to apologize ever. like David said, you are who you are, man. How you're received, that is up to everybody else. I'm sure. I'm positive. I'm not sure. I'm positive. There are people that just don't. I don't want to say don't like me. It's possible. I don't think I've given anybody a reason not to like me, but they might not like my style. They might not like my opinions. What I say. Okay, that's up to you to decide whether or not I'm your flavor. It's there's a lot of people that I don't particularly care for, but I'll sit there and listen to what they have to say and be like, cool man. And you just take that in, whether you think they're full of hooey or not. You can observe the thought process that went into it and why they're saying what. Is there motivation behind it? Is it truly what they believe? Things like that. It is what it is. I don't try and change anybody's mind. I just try and put some information out there, and hopefully it's well received. What was that? I was watching Deadpool. Was it 2? Something like that. He's when Cable's wiping his lip balm on and staring at Deadpool. That's funny. Yeah. Oh, I got the just looking around the shop. I like to show and tell when I'm out here. Got the bam all broke down. So got to have a crankshaft jabberoonie. Not really a crankshaft jabberoonie. It's got to have a bottom rod end bearing put in it. I've been talking about that for months, and I believe that Snap Your Neck, Chris Carrillo, is going to take a peek at it. I did send him a picture like, hey, this isn't your standard YZ250, just to let you know. If I send this out to you, don't open the box and go, what is this thing? Like, I need to send you a shatter hoodie and a shirt. I, I would wear them for certain. I do not have items like that. I have a chassis. So that's the main thing. Um, and I hope I am serving them well by talking about it often, showing, obviously, anytime, I do videos and show the cart and stuff like that. I'm very excited. Yeah, this cold snap sucks. I just saw some snowflakes as I was walking out to the barn. And you can start to see my breath, but my wife's like, boy, you were out in the barn quite a bit last week. I was like, I've been craving it. I know it's work, and she thinks I'm a little, nuts in the head. I think we're all nuts in the head for wanting to do this. Like, work in the shop is not work because it's something we love, because it's something we're passionate about. I don't mind prepping tires, grinding tires, checking staggers, all that stuff, scaling the cart, doing maintenance. It's technically work, but it's not work to me. My brain doesn't, because she gets home from work and she works with kids, so she's exhausted. She's a basically an aide for some disabled kids, kids on the spectrum, this and that. And I'm positive it takes a lot out of people doing that. Just mentally, just it'll fatigue your whole body type of thing. She's she thinks I'm not one in a million type of thing, but I go from work, 8 hours of work. I go up and I work out at the gym for an hour and I get my pump on. And then I come home and eat dinner, spend a little time with her. And then when it's race season, leading up to race season, I come out here and I'm out here for a couple hours a night. And then I'll come in, shower, and, sometimes I race with Doug doing NASCAR or F1 or something like that. And it's just like, I don't have an unlimited tank. It wears out. I can run out of fuel, but there's only so many hours in the day, and I just try and go until I can't go anymore. Because things I have to do work, or things I'm passionate about, working out and being out here doing this stuff. It doesn't mentally drain me as I think it might some people. Um, I need to send you where are the sticky? And then I overlook things. With all the things I do, I overlook things. The stickers are currently sitting on my kitchen floor. I did find them because we had moved the kitchen table out of the kitchen into the dining room for something. I think it was my wife's birthday, and we played cards and stuff like that. We had dinner and then we played cards. The core four, my wife and two kids, the core four, and they got set in a pile of stuff and out of sight, out of mind. I did find them the other day. They were in another pile of stuff, and I went, "Oh, right, stickers." But yes, I know you are. Oh, nice. Snowing here in Wisconsin, as we say. Oh yeah, dude. Yesterday was it? Yeah, it's probably 65-degree t-shirt weather. It's t-shirt weather in New York, and I'm wandering around. My boss allows me to wear shorts at work. I wore shorts to work for 3 days, and it just didn't happen. It was a little rainy yesterday. Didn't care. Still wearing shorts. That's cool. And I just walked out here, and there's snowflakes. If you don't like the weather in New York, just wait a day. It'll be different. Yeah, no more snow. Yeah, yes, I'm ready for racing. Absolutely. Need some Kart 63 merch or sure. I know. So I don't want to. I'll put this out in the ether just because it got said to me. Carpies, They are a print shop that is somewhat local to me. They're down in Olean, PA, and they had said something like, I don't know to what ends this is, but it may be an opening of a door. That Carpy's print shop, they do wraps, they do stickers, they do shirts, they do hats, they do the whole 9 yards. They're a one stop, make it all type of thing. And I don't know. I've been sharing a bunch of their stuff because I really, they're local to me, and I don't have anything from them. But I appreciate the effort they put into social media. I really like their stuff. I think it's amazing. And they had sent me a message like, "Hey, we should do collab sometime." And I'm leaving it in their ballpark, and what ends that means. But even if it's a video or something like that, I don't really need a wrap right now, so I'm not looking to spend money that I shouldn't be spending, or else I'd buy something from them. But they had the owner said, "Hey, we should collab sometime." So I'm patiently waiting to see if anything comes of that. And that might be my foot in the door for being able to. I know they do shirts. I know they do screen printing and stuff like that. So maybe this summer, if that in fact happens, that will become a reality. I'm just not in a position. I've looked at it. I've looked at like what are they called? Direct transfer, DTR, something like that. Detail. I don't know. It's got a name. Anyway, you just iron on. Like I've been up to Michael's and looked at T-shirts and stuff, but then I gotta put up the money, and then I gotta have the things like, is it something Ninja? They can make you, a print, and then you just iron it on to whatever. I've looked into it. Trust me, I've looked into it, but it's any money I put into the channel comes out of my race fund, so it's very difficult to navigate. Only having so much. But yes. Uh, hey, what's going on? DTF. Yeah, there you go. That yes. I looked into that briefly. I do have what is that thing called? A Cricut. I do have one of those, and I consider doing that. But when I did a T-shirt a long time ago, just for my own personal use, I did a Kart 633 logo in corner speed is king. I thought it was pretty funny and everything, but the texture of it, the iron on texture was very plasticky, and I could foresee, I don't want to sell anything to anybody that is just bound to fail. I think that has it just looks bad on my part. I want people to actually wear it if they were to receive it. So in my opinion, screen printing is really not the only way to go, but it's the longest lasting type of thing, And also, if I were to work with somebody, if I could make it work out, somebody like Carpy's, I could have them design something like, maybe my card on there, or maybe me, that I did that AI thing that I use for this live stream. Maybe I could incorporate things like that and make it an actual, like a race type T-shirt instead of just Kart 63. Like I'm sure people would buy that, but also I like nice things. I mean, I know I don't have a nice shop and stuff like that, but like Chavis, when I got that shirt from them and I wore it on screen there, really nice stuff. I like race shirts. I have a whole bunch of them. My wife is she's just like, I can't fit any more shirts in your shirt drawer. Will you stop or go through and get rid of some of them? And I'm like, oh, you're asking too much of me, wife. You're really asking too much. I don't want to get rid of race shirts. So I have some like like I like bands and stuff like that. I have some Corn T-shirts and Deftones and stuff like that, and they're kind of tucked away. I also have a Raiders T-shirt that says Taft on the back, 63. That I haven't worn in forever. First off, they've been embarrassing the past 5-10 years. But I'm a Raiders fan, and I haven't worn that in forever. But I don't want to throw it out. I paid decent money for that. For a custom shirt to be made. It's just I hate to be a hoarder of T-shirts, and then she does pick on me because she goes to bed before I do. I take a shower after, pretty much when she's going to bed type of thing, and I'll walk into a dark room, my bedroom, and open the drawer and grab a t-shirt, whatever's on top, and that's what I wear the next day. I don't go, "Oh, I think I'll wear this today." If it's a weekend, I do that. If I'm going somewhere, okay, I might select something like that. But basically, it's like I have a whole bunch of t-shirts, and I open the drawer and I grab the top one off, and then I wear that, and 9 times out of 10, it's a race shirt. Would you rather a shattered hat? I I am not a picky individual. I really am not a picky individual. That's when anything comes my way. Anything. We'll take a peek here. Like da, 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 da. I did get these from Accelerator Gear Guards. These are the Fender Well 3D printed. Oh, keep on forgetting. I can't tilt the phone. Sorry, my bad. But these, when you start to break these apart, some for impacts. These are 3D printed type thing, and I had ordered the catch can. Oh, sorry, the catch can from him, and he sent me those as well. I got to do an accelerator video sooner or later. The catch can, obviously the gear guards, and the Fender things of products that I have from him. But he asked me what color, and I always leave it up to the person. Knock yourselves out, man. I'm appreciative of anything that comes my way. Um, I really am. I I've been blessed with a lot of products and being interacting with a lot of great people in this sport. And when I'm able to receive something like that, dealer's choice. I really don't. It's not that I don't care, but you really it's up to you. I'm a pretty easy going. Yeah, that's would you, Shannon? Do you follow Tanner Holmes in the sprint car? I don't follow a lot. I'm aware of sprint car racing, but no, I'd say no. But I like it. I don't involve. I try not to involve myself too much on my plate. Uh, as it stands, and I'm dabbling a little with. I watched a little IndyCar. I watched a little F1, but Supercross and NASCAR are usually my thing. I know it's not dirt. I know I race dirt. I understand, but NASCAR has been a part of my life, almost all of my life. My dad's been a fan of NASCAR for as long as I can remember. Obviously, where'd he go? He's hiding. Got Mark Martin there. That was his driver back in the day, and I just don't. Unfortunately, I don't follow it all that much. Or hunt at the front, catch can. Oh yeah, catch can. I was going to mention that. So here's another thing. Going back to the negative people on my post. I'm not gloating about it. I'm not soft. If somebody leaves a absorbently negative comment, I'll just delete it. It's so if by chance you're you're one of those people that does that, I'm sure nobody in here does. But if you're one of those people that somebody made an off comment about the catch can, and it just got deleted. You're not on my page. I'm not. I don't have to read or listen to crap that I don't want to listen to or read or to have anybody else, have their products insulted. Absolutely not. And again, if you had put it a different way, it might have stayed, but it wasn't. It was intended to be a dink, and I don't. Nope, not on mine. I don't mind if I take shots. Like somebody can insult me, fine. I'm a big boy. I can take it, but absolutely not. Like it was just rude, and I hate rude people. I really do. it's it's not a polite society with rude people. I don't like it. I go out of my way to be pleasant, to be respectful, and I can accept a little bit, like, hey man, I don't like that guy. Okay, that's cool. But if you're just blatantly being, a turd for no other reason than to be a turd, I just delete it. It's gone. Yep. I'm a drag racer, but dirt cart. Nice. That's I was talking a little bit. I went to Gator Nationals. Boy, was I 15? That was amazing. It was super me. I know it was a long time ago. I'm going to be 49 next month. I know it was a long time ago that I've been to a drag race, but I used to watch those a bunch with my dad back in the day. Just super impressive. If nobody's been around, I mean, regular drag racing, it is awesome and everything. But if you've never experienced a nitromethane drag, oh my, it shakes you to your soul. Oh, it's so good. It's I kind of in my brain, like if you're somebody who likes to, we'll say pew pew for YouTube reasons. Um the shock of the bang. I get that same thing from, drag racing and listening to that and just feeling the vibration. And it's just like, woo! No, no, absolutely not. No, no, no. I'm talking. They made some off color comment about 3D printing a potato or something along those lines, and I'm like, that's a dink. No, you're you're good. You like I said, you can't insult me. I am self deprecating to say the least, and it's part of my persona that I'm confident as all get out. I'm confident in my ability. I'm confident in everything. If I'm doing something, I'm confident that if I'm not good at it, I can learn how to be good at it. Confidence and arrogance are two sides of the same coin, and I will not or try not my best to ever flip that coin. So no, it's you're somebody could pop on here and call me a dirtbag and I'm an idiot and stuff. I go, oh, that's a good opinion. I agree. I do agree. Sometimes I do dumb stuff. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Look up Bob Mott's jet sign. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, I used to love the oh sh- uh the I would say mud races, but that's not the right term. Where they had the sippy hole, so they have the big tires, and they used to race around the track, and then they'd have a real deep, oh, they're coming up to the sippy hole, and you see them just through there. I used to watch that all the time. The motorboats on those same type of things, just the speedboats going around a course. Those things were amazing. Yeah, anything fast, I really do enjoy it. Drags are cool. If you've ever seen them like rebuild the nitromethane, talk about those engines again, what they do to them, the new pistons, the new this, the new that, it's outstanding how not only technical they are, but how fast they are at doing it. Really, really cool. Speed Network used to be the bomb. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yep, that's yeah, yeah, Speed Network was awesome. That's my mom. It's funny, as you grow up. I had kids. They're older now, 24 and 20. My kids are, and we had a hard time getting them up, and that's probably our own fault. And my mom always used to say that it was a dream for me, like going to school, because I just got up in the morning and I took my shower and I was down, and every morning she'd come down and I'm watching Sports Center or Speed Network and catching up on my sports, on my power sports and all that stuff. And I'm munching Captain Crunch or whatever and just sitting in the recliner, rocking away, eating my food. And she's like, never had to worry about you going to school. Never, just like, you're up, Adam, you put okay, this is the time, go down to the bus stop. So I've always kind of been this way. I'm not saying that I have an insatiable drive, but I have a pretty good drive. And if it's something that I love, yep, I'm there. How do I get a hold of some of your stickers? As soon as I get off my lazy butt, and I say that half jokingly, one of these nights, I'm going to put them in envelopes. Uh, and then I'm going to make a post about them as soon as I remember to do it, which I do try and remember. I'm like, man, I got to find those. And now that I found them, the idea is to actually get it done. Um, I just, I think I told this not story, mentioned this a couple weeks ago there, but I was overwhelmed. I'd filled my plate to the top. I was falling behind on not video, well, some videos. I was falling behind on this and that. I had the kids' cars, and I was just like, I sat there, and my wife's like, "What's your deal?" I'm like, just gotta say, I'm a little overwhelmed. I won't say, that somebody could say depressed. That's not the way I operate. I don't get depressed, but sometimes if I have too much on my plate and I have a hard time balancing everything, it gets to me. Yes, absolutely. I as soon as I find the time and stop. The problem is technically I would have time. Technically, I would have time if I didn't take a moment to myself. And usually that moment is right before I go to bed. So about 10 o'clock, I jump on and do some online racing with Doug. And it, it as much as I'm doing something, I'm not, because I'm decompressing. Like the only thing I'm thinking about is racing and kind of BSing with him, and then it shut down from that. Go in, get ready for bed or whatever, and then I go to bed midnight, a little after midnight every night, and I take that time to just scroll on my phone, just empty thoughts, just whatever I want to, not worry about next day, not worry about doing this and that. If I don't take that kind of decompression time, then like. And maybe that was part. Maybe I went through, a couple weeks of me not utilizing my decompression time. So technically, it shouldn't take me that long once I actually do it. But getting me to do it, finding time to do that when I got everything else going on, it's just pooey. Oh, I did want to mention this. I just looked over on my cart because I got these things sent out to me. Sky High Seal Savers. I kind of mentioned them. I think I mentioned them last week, but I got them installed. I was going to do a video on it, but he really does a great job of it. These are the seal savers. I got my chain all hooked up here, but these seal savers. So basically, he has a video on it on his page, Sky High Seal Savers on Facebook. But I did the video on bearings. So you're going to remove all this. Obviously, you get that outer tin ring off there, and then your seal is inside. I showed you guys that. Well, what you do is you clean that seal, make sure it's nice and clean. You get some super glue, and then you super glue the seal saver to the seal. So they're on all sides of this, and then basically you have this lip. See how that moves? And they're now attached to the seal. And then when you want to clean your bearings, you just pop this out, clean your bearing, and then slip them back over. It gives you instead of digging on that seal that's inside there, you just pry on this, and then your seal comes out, and you can do your bearing maintenance that way. Super cool. I guess when I got some, I didn't clarify which bearing size I had, 206 or 207. They're 206s, so I do have some 207s, and I don't know what to do with them now, but you never know if sometime or another, I might have a chassis at some point in time that has 207. So I kind of want to save them just in case. I got a bunch of stuff in here that just in case. I'd suggest charging. So the original idea, whether or not I want to do it or not, it wasn't going to make me a ton of money, but the original concept was I was going to do like 8 stickers. So there's 2 different kinds. There's these are not the stickers, but I'll show you. These are ones I had printed up before. Ooh. The other ones that I got are a little smaller, but they're, obviously the Kart 6T3. If you take off this outer ring here, I believe it's the white and then the red, and they're a little smaller than that. and I got a whole stack of them, like hundreds. So the concept was I was going to do 4 of each. So you're going to get 8 stickers for $5 shipped to you. I'd make a little bit of money, cover expensive in this. And I thought, yeah, $5 is $5. Maybe some people who wanted to support the channel would do that. I just, it's one of my downfalls that I have a real hard time promoting myself, because even though I do this, I don't, I've said this before, but I'm not an in your face type of guy. I'm really not like, I'm awfully chatty here. I'm chatty in person, but I'm not like a, hey, everybody, look at me all the time. Look at what I'm doing. Uh, I, I don't know what it is between my wife is very self kept. She doesn't like to be around people. She's, very, very, very closed in, to whereas I'm that way, but I can do this, which is blows her mind. But I'm not a full on extrovert. She's an introvert, like wholeheartedly, whatever label you want to put on it. And like oil and water, but with this oil and water blend fine. I'm somewhere in between. I don't want to be an extrovert because I don't mind being in the public eye, but I don't want to be in everybody's face all the time. And somehow my brain has wrapped itself around that me promoting myself, putting out t-shirts, putting out stickers like, hey, everybody look at me. It's a mental thing. It's, yep. My wife is an introvert and I'm an extra. Yeah. It's a really weird thing, and I've gotten quite comfortable doing this. But even like when I went to JC Specialties and I was going to do the interviews, I had it all mapped in my head. This is no problem. I have no problem talking to people. I can do this. And then when I got there, it just shut down. Like the whole concept just blew my mind. Like, why are you doing this? I talked to all sorts of people. I talked to the people that I was going to interview that entire time, and all I had to do was take my GoPro in with me and do it. And something in my brain just locked up, and it's just like, man, don't do that. Hello. Yeah, this is. I don't know. Maybe I haven't showed you guys. So, 1 second, I'll go get the GoPro. So, in order to fix this, 1 second. Oh, there it is. I got it. Everybody calm down. I found it. So, in order to fix this, for my birthday, that hasn't happened yet, but I talked my wife into it. I was able to come up with most of the money, and then said, hey, can I just get this? And part of it will be my birthday present. I know full well that I'm buying my own birthday present, but this is the setup here. I purchased this. It was not cheap, but external battery. All you do is hit this button, and it will remotely turn on this, and I will be able to do the vlog style stuff at the track. And then, obviously, I have my table set up. I will be able to. This thing also converts into a little tripod, and then this thing rotates, so I can. When I'm walking around, it's going to be easier to hold. Not as gaudy as a selfie stick. I can just hold it off and talk. You got a front facing screen, so I can see myself, make sure I'm in frame and everything like that. And I can do vlogs with this, and then record myself when I'm doing stuff at track. If I'm doing tires or anything like that, it also has the other part of it is the case that goes around it. And it has a built-in shotgun mic, so it's going to be able to pick up a little better audio than the standard GoPro would. It's all GoPro stuff. So I considered other brands, Insta and DJI. I considered those, but there was something about the creator's kit, which is what I got, that just kind of had everything I wanted to have. And I thought, all right, you're spending the money on this. I want to get better at the vlogging. I want to get better at doing at track stuff. So there's that avenue of this channel to kind of involve everybody in my experience in what I'm doing. and try and relate a little, like, hey man, I'm not just a guy in his barn talking about stuff. I actually race and do everything, but this is gonna somewhat force me in order to do it. I did take that whole thing with me down to JC though, and I did not did not get it out. So the goal should be to be able to make money, social media to support your addiction. I know the original idea was just to help new and low budget racers. Yeah, it's, I think, yeah, two things can be true at the same time. I get it, it's never been a secret. I don't ever say, what I make on this. I can tell you it's not a lot, considering the, I guess, the amount of effort I put into doing the channel. And since the first of the year, they must have cut back on what Google pays, because it's like $50 less a month that I'm getting for doing this. But I make money on YouTube. That's why the ads run. That's why the ads run for this live stream. I make a little bit of money, and it gets reinvested. Basically, yes, it's paying, not paying for my racing, paying partially, say, gas or something like that, or if I really need something, if I need a receiver or something like that, it'll purchase that stuff for my racing. But my racing has become the channel, and vice versa. So would it be awesome in order to do this for a living? Absolutely. Is that the end goal? Probably not, unless I got some wicked cool sponsor for the channel that, hey, we're going to give you thousands of dollars a month in order to, promote our product. And then unfortunately, you guys are going to have to watch me talk about, the said product, like if Gillette or Red Bull or something like that were to cough up a lot of money and I could not do body work anymore and just do this full time, then you'd probably get real sick of listening to Red Bull or Gillette or whatever major sponsor was of the channel. I don't have an intention of being a social media creator. I am a social media creator, but it's not my intent. Like, I know a lot of the young kids just want to do that. They want to be an influencer, they want to do this and that, and it's just taking you guys along for the ride and helping along the way. But yeah, yes, I'm a body man. That's my 9 to 5. That's what I do. I sand the bondo. I do the deer hits. I do all that stuff. We got real low on work. I'm also a guy who paints walls in the shop for almost a week. Yeah, yeah. When you don't have any work, I don't know what it was, but the whole area just kind of, even the other shops in the neck of the woods, got real low on work, and so much so that my boss isn't going to lay me off for a week worth of us being super low on work. So I cleaned and organized the whole shop and painted half of it. All the walls, they hadn't been painted since I've been there. I've been at Danzo Collision for, this is year 20. In October, I will have been there for 20 years. And they've never been painted before. Obviously, Bondo dust, dirt, this and that, white walls. It looked a dread in there. So there I was with a paint roller. We don't have a spray, we have a paint booth, but we don't, we didn't do that. And there I was for 3 days, 4 days, something like that, cleaning and rolling, blowing stuff off, making the huge dust cloud. Oh, it was terrible. But yes, yeah, I don't mind it. And you would think that I've been doing body work. I think I work for my old man. That's where, he taught me the trade when I was much younger. I think I worked for him for 3 or 4 years, something like that. 3 or 4 years. I worked a year. Well, let's say a year, put together a couple shops, but I worked up in Rochester, the city in New York. I worked up there for, we'll say, a year there. 3 years. I think this is my 24th year doing body work. I think that adds up. I've been here for 20 years, and then I was with my dad for, I think, 3. I think that's when I learned how to do stuff. I'm a little late tonight getting ready for, yeah, that's awesome. Alan Cooper there, his son Rylan, they got a bando now, a bandolero, and they got the legend car, which is sweet. I got to meet them when I picked up the Shatter there in Kentucky. I got to meet both of them, fantastic people. And as much as I hate that, Ryland's getting out of carts, totally understand. Totally understand. Like I I don't know if I'm older. It's not the same, but if the opportunity arose that I could, go and drive a legend car, awesome. Or a bando, awesome. I think those things look wicked, and I'm sure he's gonna not only have a blast, but in the short time he's been racing, he's made improvements. Alan would send me videos, how his cornering is doing it. He can hold the wheel, man, and I'm really looking forward to seeing his progression there. He's still up here. We'll go over and visit Rylan. He's on the board. There he is. All right, tip the camera again. There he is. Yeah. So super excited to see them and what transpires for that. It's gonna be super cool. I got a little treat tonight. Got some soda. Uh yeah, it's gonna be I hate that, like, again, I hate to see him, leave karting because it's something I'm passionate about and probably will never leave doing. But he's young and that desire is there to go and do it. And I think it's an amazing opportunity for him. There's no there's no replacement for displacement, and there's no uh, replacement for sugar, like actual sugar in your pop. Yes, I call it pop. I know it says soda on it. It's weird. Have you ever looked at the map? Like, I don't know, Western Newark, we call it pop. Yes, this is from Nuka. Yeah, I've never played the Fallout games. They look awesome, but the Fallout series, I am hard to pin down for any type of series. There are very few on TV that I'll sit down with my wife, and she's bummed about it because she's more of a TV person than I am, and unless it's sports or not sports, but racing. Um, but the Fallout series has been amazing, and we were in Costco. And I saw something like that. They had shared that they had the sarsaparilla is fire. I know it's an old person drink, but I got gray in my beard. It's cool. Uh, but I saw the cases of I think it was like a tropical type of punchish type thing, the grape, and then the sarsaparilla. And of course, I killed the first case of sarsaparilla, or the four bottles that were in there, and then we bought. I think I might be on my third 12 pack. It's sitting in there. I kind of don't want to open it because I'm going to drink it all. I'm not. I don't drink a lot of pop anymore. Like I said, I lost like 25 pounds, um, and I'm real sparing on it. But I figure if I don't eat like a crazy person, like I was, 224 pounds worth of Ben. I was 198 this morning, so 26 pounds. I can give myself a treat. And matter of fact, my wife, she made Rice Krispie treats, and I just so happened to mention that what would be awesome in a Rice Krispie treats, like homemade ones, if you put some butterscotch chips on top. So she did, and they're delicious. And she's just smiling when I'm eating. I'm like, I'm not going fat again. We're all done with that. 224 was too heavy. My frame did not appreciate it. I'm only 5'9", so yeah. Alan, be it broadcasting Atlanta. Oh, that's a good question. That'd be cool. That's what is it? Door bumper clear. They always recommend shoot. Hey, when I got something on the tip of my tongue and can't think of the name of it. There's a discount code for it, but they might cover it. Whoever it is, somebody think of that for me because I can't. Um, yeah, that's all I need though is another. My wife already she likes football more than I do. I'll watch football because it's in the background. I don't hate it. Okay, I'm a Raiders fan. You can only like it so much when you're a Raiders fan. I do have the Bills in my backyard, so I like to watch them play too. Okay, cool. But she's just like now every weekend you go from Supercross, um, you go from Supercross to the O'Reillys, and sometimes on Fridays I watch the truck race. And then on Saturdays, I'm watching O'Reilly's and Supercross. And then on Sundays, I'm watching the Cup race. And she's just like, it's racing all the time. I'm like, darn straight it is. Darn tootin' it is. uh, Try being a Browns. Yeah, I know. It's rough. We haven't had a good year since Gannon. That was in the 90s, man. That was maybe 2000, somewhere in there. Rich Gannon was the MVP. They went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Denver Broncos. Yeah, I remember that vividly because I had a buddy who was a Denver fan, and boy, he rubbed it in. Something fierce. That was the last good season we had. Terrible. Terrible. God. And I used to be a Denver Broncos fan, and there would have been, I was a big Elway fan. My aunt lives out in Denver. And then for some reason, I think, like I said, I think I've said this before, I was a skateboarder back in junior high and high school. And I listened to a lot of, OG rap. So Ice Cube, Ice T, all those guys, and they were all wearing Raiders gear all the time, which I thought was the coolest stuff. I even had a red or a White Sox hat, because that's what my favorite rappers listen to. Even really listen to rap anymore, but back then, and then I became a Raiders fan because of that, and then I'm just not somebody who abandons ship. My secondary team is the Bills because they're local to me. Buffalo's like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me. So this is Bills country, and it's tough being a fan of another team when you live, near there. Bo Jackson, baby. Yeah, I know. Back in the juice, what was that? Tecmo Bowl, dude. It was unfair. Original NES. Yeah, yeah. Bills are they, especially with Josh Allen. He seems like a good dude, like legit a good dude. I'm sure he's cocky as all get out. Okay, it's expected when you're at the level that he is and you're getting all the praise that he is. But in general, like he just seems like a genuine good dude who cares, and I love that. I love passion for anything you're doing. If you're into it, be passionate about it. Care when your team, you're not there for a paycheck. You're there for the team and to bring the W's to your team, and leave it all on the field type of thing. I feel the same way about racing. If you're passionate about what you do it, man. Don't half butt it. I'm gonna try not to swear. But yeah, I do see that we are over an hour. I super appreciate you guys coming by. I think what we're gonna do, I'm going to do a tire video. Surprise, surprise, on Sunday. Now, here's the concept. Whether or not I'm able to pull it off correctly or not, it is going to be for new karters. I probably won't put it in kart basics just because it's a little beyond that. But some things that you should know about the brands that you're buying. Like for instance, when you're dealing with Burris is a tire. Burris is a great tire. Years are going to matter for the surface you're on. That type of thing. Maxxis, what a cycle is of a Maxxis, and what that means in those terms. Reapers don't love internal things like that. Just I think that somebody new to the sport, okay, you buy tires. What are some things that you should know about it? I'm still working through the concept in my head, but that's the basic premise. Vega yellows, you can abuse them. You can run them super low on pressure, stuff like that. But just these little, I thought I'd take a couple little things about the brands that I have here. Unfortunately, I don't have any Hoosiers here or anything like that. I don't have ACJs, J. I don't have any. So I don't. AJCs. I don't have any AJCs here to talk about any experience with them or anything like that. But the four different brands that I actually have here, which argue are probably the most common tire, with the exception of Hoosier. I won't talk about treads because I just don't have any experience with them. But what I think a new karter should know a little bit about each brand and what are going to make them fast, that type of thing. But yeah. One day, Browns fan. Yeah, I know. It's at least I guess the Raiders have, a Super Bowl championships. I mean, you got to go all the way back to, yeah, Madden, but yeah. uh, yeah, I know. It's, you got, I will say this about the Browns. They do look better than they once did. That's, whereas the Raiders are maybe next year, maybe I would accept a winning season, even if they don't make the playoffs. If they go for a winning season, I'd be, man, that's the right path. Go that way. But is it Al Davis? He's it's like he's bound and determined to screw the whole franchise up. I thought when they went to Vegas that they were going to get better. They're going to have all this influx of money type of thing, and like a prestige of being in Vegas. And that has not come to fruition at all. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for stopping by. I truly appreciate it. I can't wait till it's warmer. Not that I'm going to be doing much. I hate to leave you guys alone too long. It's not that I like staring at myself, but I feel as if I'm not being attentive to you if I'm working on stuff. But when it comes to Thursday live streams and it's warmer out here, chances are I'll be doing stuff while we're talking. And but yeah, thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate all of you coming here on Thursdays and hanging out with me. So new video Sunday, and then we'll get back at it next Thursday. Catch you later.